Hello everybody and welcome back to Pathfinder Plays, and today I'm bringing you brand new information on the game Deadside. Let's begin. As far as character creation goes regarding Deadside, it's nothing to be amazed about. It's just a few different characters with different skin complexions, maybe some different faces. It's essentially the same body type, things like that, but that's not really the focus of the game. If you're going to be role-playing in this game, it ain't going to be because you look different. In terms of what you spawn with, you usually will have maybe a tracksuit pants with 2 slots, and how it works is different clothes will have different amounts of slots. Obviously, more advanced clothing will have more slots enabled. You can see how many slots you're able to have immediately though, but you'll know how many are allotted to you based on the different shade. So, like the sweatpants will give you 2 out of 4 slots for your pants. Your jacket will give you anywhere from 2 to 4 slots. You're able to have a plate carrier, a backpack that can carry lots of stuff. You can have 3 different weapons, 2 primary weapons, and a secondary weapon. Certain weapons will only go in certain areas. So like primary weapons would be like the Mosin, the AK, maybe the shotgun. Secondary weapons would be like the knife, a pistol, things like that. But you can also carry other cosmetic items as well that will, I'm assuming, serve a function in the game other than just looks and aesthetics, such as the helmet. The helmet, I'm assuming, will not only make your character look different, but will also allow your character to have their head protected. You can have a beanie or a face mask, a ski mask rather, glasses, and then you have gloves as well. You also have 4 function keys allotted to your quick bar item, which are especially for like matches and other items that you don't want to take up pocket space. So that's always really nice as well. The first 3 keys are specifically designated to your weapons. The 4 function keys, like I already said, are designated to your specialty items. And going straight on from inventory to crafting, because this is just really important. Whenever you guys go into the game, in the upper left-hand corner of the inventory, you're going to see craft. It'll say ground, and you can see what's around you on the ground, and you're going to see craft. Now, this is very intuitive. It's basic, but you don't need like a master's degree to understand how to do this, all right? It's very easy. There's only 5 different slots here: equipment, medicine, containers, materials, and base. These are all very self-explanatory. Equipment that you can make. These are all things you can make. The only thing that you can make right now for equipment is a backpack. And then it tells you exactly what you need and how many of those things that you need. It's very simple, very dumbed down. I can see right now, improvised backpack, rope and rag. 1 rope, 4 rags. And how do you get rags? Oh, you right click on clothing and a little drop down menu pops up and it says tear into rags, kind of like Scum. Very good. I love it. Medicine. What do you need? You need some kind of alcohol, rubbing alcohol, moonshine, vodka, and 4 rags. And then you can combine those things by going to this area. These are all very simple. Container, wood planks, nails. 4 wood planks, 8 nails. It's very easy. Materials, it tells you how much you need for beams, wood planks, plywood, and those items that you make, those materials that you make will be used for actually a very surprising amount of building materials, including sandbags, towers, gates, fences, stairs, walls. All these things are going to be made, and they're already willing to be made. Like, it's really, really great. I'm impressed. Moving on from the inventory and the crafting, as you travel along into the world, you will know you hit a safe zone by 2 indicators. Number 1, you can press M. The game comes with a map, unlike the vanilla DayZ where you don't have one. This one is a little bit hardcore in this sense, in that you always have one. It doesn't have to be modded in. And you know you come into a safe zone, or as they call it, a green zone, because it is indicated on your map as a green circle. And if you don't feel like opening up your map, say you're running from somebody and you don't want to stop running because you're sprinting, you will notice that there are red triangular flags on the outer perimeter of the safe zone. And if you simply cross that threshold of the flag, you are now in the safe zone, and you will get an alert in the upper left-hand corner of your screen saying you entered and or exited the safe zone. Now, as far as I know, there's only 2 safe zones. There's one on the southern side of the map in between Pokrov and Sosnovka, and the other one is just north of that, right to the east of Gorky. Now, the one down south is the one that I went to, and you have to run a good bit off the beaten path if you're coming from the north down south. But once you get to it, you will see a bunch of buildings, a radio tower. Okay, so you make it inside, and you're going to see a building with a symbol. It says NBK. It's like it was smeared on there or something like that. But you're going to go inside the building, go into the right, and there's NPCs. And as far as I know, these are the only friendly NPCs. Well, maybe besides like wanderers who are trying to get by, but I haven't come across those yet. But these guys, once again, very easy. You don't need to sift through everything. They break it down into categories. Like I go to this one trader, he has recovery items, and that's like food and soda and bandages. And then he has tools, fire axes, saws, hammers, nails, all the good stuff that you would need to, say, build a base. And I'm looking also, and I think I can kind of put together some of the other items that are made for the function list. There's like 2 kinds of lighters, and this guy has a walkie-talkie and 2 different kinds of flashlights. And so I'm assuming that those would be the items that you would put on your function keys that don't need to take up inventory slots. So it sounds like they're kind of doing something like Dead Matter's trying to do with their tool belt system. And they're also taking aspects of Scum where you can right click and like tear clothes into rags. And I'm not sure what else they've taken creative liberties with in terms of aspects of other successful games. So that's really good. And then you have another trader who sells various ammos, various weapons, and weapon modifications such as sights and magazines and different knives. Actually, a very impressive assortment of weapons you already have right now. The weapons that you have, there's AKs variants, there's like a P90, there's UMP variants, there's Scorpions, there's like a 1911, Berettas, TTKs, shotguns of various kinds. There's like a Mosin, a Dragunov sniper rifle. So, I mean, there's plenty of honestly really great stuff here in terms of weapons and modifications. In terms of equipment will be all your clothing items such as vests, pants, shirts, plate carriers, body armors, backpacks, bags, helmets of different kinds, visors, ski masks, face covers, beanies, gloves, all that good stuff is what they sell. And you can get a lot of this stuff off NPCs that you fight and from these guys. Now, on terms of fighting, if you die, and I'm not sure how this will work in PvP, but whenever you die, you will spawn within, I think, a certain proximity to your player. But the map is not that big at all. I'm on the other side of the map right now, and I died on the other side of the map, and that's only 3.7 kilometers away. Now, if you recall playing DayZ, if you die and you're on the other side of the map, it's going to take you like 20 to 30 minutes, depending on what happens, to get to the other side of the map to retrieve your body. But whenever you die on here, number one, it's a smaller distance to travel from coast to coast. Number two, you get a marker both on your map and on your screen whenever your body dies, so it shows you where your body is. Now, I tried to go to my dead body and loot it to see if the death marker will go away, and it did not. So I'm not really sure if that's supposed to be like that or if that will go away, but that's essentially what's going on with if you die. As far as the combat, it's basic. I'm not going to say it's clunky. I want to say that's justified because clunkiness means that it's not sophisticated, which means that it's just the guys don't know what they're doing, right? It's obvious that they've taken care enough to make this game not just playable, but actually enjoyable. It's very easy to get into. It doesn't need to hold your hand because it's simple. You go in, you loot some stuff. Even the stuff that you need to loot, it's highlighted for you, so it's very like Barney style, so to speak. But with the combat, the recoil's not too crazy. The gun sounds could be a bit better. The animations could be a bit better. But like I said, it's basic. It's simple. It's not out there and amazing like Dead Matter's animation systems are. But I will say that it works, and it works well. It kind of reminds me a bit of H1Z1, if I say so myself. And that's, once again, not a bad thing. People loved H1Z1. It kind of feels the same way. You can crouch. I don't think you can prone. I could be wrong, but I've only been able to crouch full key binding system, so you can change that. The default for crouching is Z. There is an auto run as well, so that's always nice. So if you're going across the map, you can just auto run. Missions. As you guys know, there are missions in this game, and it happens periodically, but it'll say in the upper left-hand corner, mission started, mission failed. All right, so if you go to the mission and it's a red little circle, smaller than the green circle on your map, you go there, there's NPCs. In order to win, you have to kill all players and all NPCs within that circle, and then after that, all the loot's yours. There's loot in there that's really nice. You know, it's just winner takes all, essentially. And that's designed, as you would suspect, to draw players from all across the map to just create this flipping bloodbath, man. PvP heaven. For all you PvP addicts out there, that's where you'll go. You'll go do these missions. The one thing that I don't like right now is that I was on like the opposite side of the map, and then I got a mission failed notification, and that was quite alarming because I wasn't anywhere near the PvP zone, and it said I failed the mission, and I was in the middle of a firefight, and that was so distracting that it got my eyes off what I was looking at, and I got shot immediately afterwards. Obviously, you got to tell me that I need to get good, which I agree, I suck. But it would be helpful not to get that if I'm not anywhere near the proximity of that circle, and it's obvious I have no intention of getting there, then like, don't tell me that I failed the mission if I'm not even actively participating in it, you know? So they need to come up with some sort of algorithm or some system that is able to track whether or not a player is trying to do or actively engaging or fighting the mission, you know? But all that to be said, combat's good. There is vaulting in the game. You can go up to an object, look at it, like sandbags, for example, press the space bar, and you will climb on top of it. If there is a window in a building, you press F in order to climb inside of it. Now, onto the map. Now, as you guys can see right here, there are different items on the map legend. You got the safe zone, which I talked about, the mission, which I talked about, but as you see here, there are different difficulties to it. There's an easy, medium, hard, and epic. I completed a medium one. The one across the map that I unintentionally failed was a hard one. I have not seen an easy or epic one yet. Different difficulties will give you different rewards. There's also random events like helicopter crashes and drop zones. I know for a fact that if you're in a team, you will see player markers on the map, which is what you see for yourself, and you will see it for other players. You see loot stashes, tactical markers, which you can see controls down there. Shift left click. You can select 4 different tactical markers, but they all look different. So one is a yellow diamond, another one is a green X, another one is a red upside down triangle, another one is a teal square, and forgive me, there's 5, and the other one is a gray circle. So you have 5 different tactical markers that you can place on, say, oh, where's so-and-so? Where are you going now? Where did you hear gunshots at? You can now open up your map and actively communicate efficiently with your team members. Or if you have a place that you know is great for loot, just mark it up real quick so you don't forget it. There's not that many notable locations, named locations I should say right now, but there's a lot of the map that has no names that could potentially be huge loot areas that you could use these markers for. And then in terms of base building, it says right here, there's a base logo. And I know that if you open up your crafting section and you go to base, there's a thing called land claim, and it says this: required to build a base can be placed only at certain distance from settlements, roads, and other bases. Base and all of its modules or contained items will be deleted if you won't log on for 7 days. So you need to actually claim a plot of land to build on, and there's restrictions on where you can build it. I'm assuming once you place that sign, that base marker on your map will appear. So that's also kind of cool, and I think a step in the right direction in terms of just quality of life. Also, a few things for the, say the interface. You can commit suicide if you want a different respawn area, just like in DayZ, but you guys know how it's kind of annoying, like with DayZ, sometimes you have to go out into the DayZ standalone launcher to see what time of day it is, maybe, unless there's a mod, or to see how many players are on the server. All you need to do is just go to press escape, go to the escape menu, and it tells you the server name, the IP, the type of server, the ping, the server time, how many players are on, and what time it is in game. So that is also really, really nice. So like I said, It's very simple, it's easy, it's fun. It doesn't take a master gamer to get used to. It's just very intuitive, like things that you would think of like, oh, I'm sure I get to do this in order to do this. That's exactly how it is. It's things that make sense. That's really, the simplicity is genius, because a lot of games make it so much more complicated than it has to be. And just to kind of sum it all up, yeah, the game's kind of simple and it's kind of rough, but man, for an early access game that is just now releasing, it's really good. The environment is really nice. The colors are very well balanced. The skies are nice blue. The lighting is pretty nice. Shadows are not like overpowered. The ambiance is very nice. The birds and the insects and the wind blowing, it's not overpowering, but it's just enough to let you know that the game's not a shell. You know, it just gives you that bit of immersion, so to speak. So it's very nice. But I think that's about it. These are my initial thoughts about Deadside. Take them for what you will. I think this game is absolutely fantastic. I think it has insane potential, and I hope to see it do really, really well. I really do. And that's going to be the end of the video for me, guys. So if you made it this far, thank you very much. Leave your thoughts in the comments below about what you think about Deadside and this new information you've received from my first-hand account. And remember, if you like scares, survival, and scavenging, consider hitting that subscribe button, hitting that bell button, sharing it with your friends, and I will see you guys in the next one. Path out.